The big winners during inflationary times are those who have taken on debt. Imagine being a dutiful saver and seeing everything that you've worked for evaporate overnight. This has happened numerous times throughout history. You take a look at Weimar Germany. Part of the reason that Hitler came to power was the fact that the German economy suffered from hyperinflation. So if you had saved all your money and squirreled it away and been a good little citizen and been responsible, the government, with the infinite power that they have with the money supply, just keeps increasing it and wipes you out. Because like they're doing today in the United States, Joe Biden handed out money to people who don't want to work. Then everybody else has to up the level of the wages that they're offering in order to entice people off of the couch. And then prices, of course, rise because you have to be able to raise prices in order to cover the cost of labor. Or you have to displace labor with machines, which is going to lead to greater unemployment. Everything that this administration is doing is not so good for the American economy and the stalwart US dollar, which has served as the world's reserve currency since World War II. And China is licking at the bits to come in and take over or have Bitcoin displace the dollar. This is one of the major advantages that the United States has in the world. Now, Amazon has learned the lessons of history. Amazon just borrowed $18.5 billion with a B in order to repurchase shares of the company. This despite having $73 billion in cash and cash equivalents on their books. What are they doing? They're taking out debt. They are signaling that they expect the fact that the U.S. is going to overheat, that inflation is going to come, and they are taking out this ginormous debt, repurchasing what is a real asset in terms of the functionality of Amazon and the ownership of Amazon, and it's a tax-free dividend to the shareholders. And they are taking advantage of the fact that the U.S. is just rapidly increasing the money supply. Woo! Woo! It's like the wave at a baseball stadium. Every time it goes around, it gets bigger and more energy. And this is what's happening in the USA right now. And Amazon, being smart, is taking advantage of it. And all the other Wall Street firms, this is a bailout for them. Like Kraft Heinz and other companies that have been taking on ginormous amounts of debt are now going to be able to pay it back with dollars that aren't going to be worth nearly as much. You see the price of goods actually rising. You see the price of lumber rising. Yes, part of this is the bottleneck of supply because of COVID and other things, but a lot of this are inflationary pressures, and you see it in the food, you see it in everything else. And for those of you, a very discerning watcher, stated in one of my past videos in the comment section, so by the way, leave a comment on this one, that, so for example, Social Security has a cost of living adjustment. What do you think the government does? They're in the business of minimizing the amount of the payments that are necessary to make, so they cheat when they are figuring out the statistics. You can use statistics to prove anything. 73% of all people know that. Guys, Amazon taking out this massive amount of debt in order to buy back shares. Other companies have also done this in the past. It's not a good sign for the US dollar. You wouldn't want more debt in deflationary times. Put your money into something real, whether that be a house, whether that be lumber, whether that be shares of a company like Amazon or Bitcoin, which it might not be real, but at least it has inflation in check, because there can never be more than 21 million of them ever in existence. And when people lose them, the supply decreases. Peace out. Have a fantastic day. And just a little economics with Amazon borrowing money. Inflation coming. Get your money out of cash. Peace.